being someone who lives in chronic pain because of some illnesses and diseases that I was diagnosed with, living on medical prescriptions for these things is just not realistic if you care about your health. The side effects to those things are detrimental in the long run for sure, and could cause even additional issues in your life. So the minute I realized that this was something I needed to get used to and find some other alternatives to work with versus chemical prescriptions, which have a time and a place, I was on a quest to find natural alternatives, which brought me into herbology and all these things with plant medicine and natural alternatives, which you all know, it's what I love, and that's why it's the background to it. So what I do when I have a really bad flare-up, it's different from just the daily, normal, day-to-day dull ache and pains that I live with. Eventually, it's sad to hear it, but eventually you just get used to it. You get used to the pain and pushing through it and kind of the mental game that you have to play with yourself in order to keep a smile on your face and get shit done and be a hustler, even with all the shit that you're dealing with. But when those flare-ups happen and I can barely move my neck, or it's so inflamed that it's making me want to shake my arms. I don't know if you've ever felt that kind of pain, but when my neck flares up, it's like my body gets anxiety, and it's so like I have to shake. It's kind of like the restless leg syndrome, but it's up in my shoulder blade and all where I already have metal in my neck. And when that gets inflamed, it's just tense. It's just a huge amount of pain, and it makes me I can't stop moving because it's that bad. So I'm going to share with you the step-by-step process that I do when it gets to that level, and how I naturally kind of get that down at a measurable point. These are the natural alternatives I use. These are the equipment that I use. These are the things that I do when I'm being hit with a flare-up. This is something I make homemade. It has all natural ingredients. Eucalyptus, lavender, magnesium oil, CBD oil, and other similar things like that I can't remember off the top of my head. It's custom made, and I make sure to slather my neck with this shit. Slather it on. It'll give that chill feeling that the typical muscle creams will do, which is kind of helpful. A lot of people think that heating it is the way to go, when actually icing is the preferred method when you get a flare-up like that, if you have, a similar situation like myself. Always go for the ice, not the heat. I make myself a shot glass of a natural alternative called kratom tea, and it produces amazing effects with inflammation. It helps with inflammation, helps with the pain levels, kind of brings it down, helps with the overall mood. So, being in pain puts you in a shitty ass mood. You don't want that. So kratom kind of hits all the nails with one head, which is very nice. And I have mine that comes in powder form, and I do a quick toss and wash method. The taste is really gross, so I don't just go for sipping it as if it's fine delicacy. I get it over with. This particular one from this company, check them out. Is that subtle enough? And I use this one device, doesn't matter if I'm at work or at home, but it looks like this. You wrap it around your neck and you pump it up. And what it's going to do is it's going to expand and release the pressure on your vertebrae, spacing it out, because that's kind of the center of my pain issues, is where the cartilage is between each vertebrae, and when it's flared up and angry, it just gets swollen and it just cuts off even more blood flow and circulation, causing even more pain that radiates down. So this literally is a lifesaver and almost gives me instant relief. But again, it's inflammation, so it's not going to take it away. It's still angry and aggravated, but it helps kind of lessen it, kind of diffusing the situation. like to go pretty high up because where my injury is, it's on level C, C7. So it's not at the highest point, but it's not at the lowest, obviously, either. It's kind of right at the base of my neck. So I will pump the shit out of it, and that sounded naughty. And I'll make sure it expands pretty big, which will make your cheekies kind of implode. Which, you know what? I'm not here for looks. I'm here to feel better. Then you take the air out and it will deflate. And by the time you're laying down with the ice pack on your neck flat, like make sure you lay flat, about that time the kratom will be kicking in and you will be feeling so much better. Guaranteed, doing all this will make you feel so much better. So I recommend it. Natural alternatives minus the device that was man-made. But time and a place. I'm not against those things. As you know, I'm not your typical like super obsessed holistic natural alternative person that you see on YouTube that's like only vegan and shit like that. No. I'm real. I have my Oreo cookies when I want. I will take medication if needed. Chemicals and man-made things are not of the devil, so I am not a fanatic. But these were definitely some favorites that I wanted to share, and maybe if you try it, it might help you. Let me know. And if you have other things, and of course I'm leaving stuff out, that I also do when needed. I switch it up, but these are the commonly used ones that I do when I get a flare-up. All right, you guys, take care. Make sure you like, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I will see you in my next video.